Hello everyone, and welcome to today's principle analysis. Today, we're going to talk about telling the truth, a completely counterintuitive concept. You see, we usually talk about losing weight, reduce visceral fat. The first reaction is definitely to keep your mouth shut and open your legs, right? Many people eat in simply put carbon, and the water is the enemy. But today's content will definitely upend your cognition. Because what we're going to talk about is, eat a specific type of carbohydrate. I can help you melt. Smash that stubborn visceral fat. Yes, you heard that right. Eat carbohydrates to lose weight. Does this sound a bit like a fantasy? But the scientific data does suggest that. Extremely hardcore answer sheet. Are you ready? Let's uncover this amazing substance now. The mystery of resistant starch. Okay, let's get straight to the point. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. Number 2.8. This data is not some street stall literature. Its top 10 sources of failure originated in 2024 and were published in the top journal Natural Metabolism in a controlled experiment. In this study, 37 participants who were overweight or obese in just 8 weeks. The average weight loss actually reached 2.8 kilograms. And here's what's even more dramatic. MRI shows clearly. Their visceral fat has shrunk dramatically. Insulin resistance also improved dramatically. And the only core variable in their diet. Just replenish it every day. That resistant starch we were talking about. So here's the problem. This starch seems to have its own magic. What kind of fairy substance is it? Now, the chemistry behind this isn't complicated. Let's make an analogy. Regular starch, like the one you just served to the table, the bowl of steaming white rice, or noodles just out of the pot. Their molecular structure is loose. Like sansao, flour for your digestive system. It's the amylase in your body, to be exact. Like a pair of invisible hands. And you can grab them and you can break them down into glucose very easily. Then it is immediately absorbed into energy in the small intestine. Or become the meat on your stomach. But resistant starch is called resistant. It is because he can resist digestion extremely hard. Its molecular chains are airtight. It's like an indestructible fixed diamond. Faced with such a hard stubble, the amylase in your body has no way to start. The result is, he is like a complete diamond. Safe and sound across your mouth. Passing by your small intestine, go all the way down unimpeded. So where did this diamond end up? The answer is your large intestine. It's called the colon. The show has just begun. In your workplace, it's home to tens of trillions of bacteria. They have very powerful points in their hands. Scissors. These bacteria take a look at resistant starch. My eyes are shining. Start dismantling the fermenter immediately. After all this tossing, they will produce what is definitely an MVP. Level of short URL fatty acids. Butyric acid, So you think of butyric acid as a super dye. Because it is the epithelial cell lining your colon. Most favorite. An absolutely indispensable source of energy. It's their exclusive premium ration. How amazing is butyric acid? So imagine this. Your intestinal lining is actually like a blockage. Tight city walls. Responsible for removing the miscellaneous things in the intestines, isolated from the inside of the body. But modern people, high fat, high sugar diet, staying up late is stressful. The city wall is often riddled with holes. Medically called frequent leakage. What a leak! The endotoxin in the intestines will take the opportunity to get into the bloodstream, triggers low-grade chronic inflammation throughout the body. Focus. It's a recipe for obesity and insulin resistance. Black hand. And butyric acid is equivalent to that top. Bricks with built-in repair function. It can quickly seal the gap in the city wall. Rebuild the leaky city wall like a golden hall. The city walls are repaired. Endotoxin is locked out. Inflammation levels throughout the body naturally come down. Your metabolic engine is rejuvenated. This anti-inflammatory pathway is already fantastic. But in fact, there is another, more direct one. More counterintuitive biological pathways. It's that very classic quote. More fat is excreted rather than being absorbed. It's incredible, isn't it? The study found that people who ate resistant starch, they excrete physical triglycerides and cholesterol. Significantly increased. Why is that? Because resistant starch after fermentation. It prompts intestinal cells. It releases a special protein. This protein is literally the gut. Liposynemesis can directly inhibit their activity. Liposy, it was supposed to take the fat out of food so that the body can absorb it. Now they're on strike. Fat cannot be absorbed. Then in the end, it can only follow the intestines. It was excreted by you intact. Wait a minute. I know. Speaking of which, you may be ready to stock up on carbohydrates. But let's get back to reality. The study on the year 2024. There are a few hardcore premises that must not be ignored. The total daily calories of the subjects is polarized. Its strict control is between 1,600 and 1,700 calories. And 3 meals a day. It's all carefully configured by researchers. What does that mean? This means that resistant starch is indeed a powerful generation. Thank God for assisting. But it definitely not one that makes you open your stomach and eat fried chicken. Drink whole sugar milk tea. Death metal. If you don't control the total calorie, then eating no matter how much resistant starch is useless. And what? There's also a very fascinating scientific suspense. By 2025, another study was published in the journal Cell Metabolism. This time it is to supplement resistant starch for patients with fatty liver. And guess what? The result is extreme polarization. About 30% of people, after eating, liver fat stays almost in place. The effect is low. But the other side, those who are referred to as high responders. Liver fat. It actually fell off a cliff by as much as 58%. Identical resistant starch. Exactly the same intervention. Why are some people unaffected? Some people are like, hanging up. How did this huge gap come about? Scientists feel the same way. The gut microbiota of the subjects was analyzed. Finally solved the case. This requires the metaphor of a logistics company is explained. When resistant starch is the blockbuster cargo. When shipped to the colon warehouse. Those who are ineffective. In their warehouse, it's full of a guy called the Prairie Bedroom Army. These bugs are like lazy warehouse hoarders. It's okay if you don't work. It's about crowds. Run away all the bacteria that can work. As a result, the goods piled up like mountains, totally wasted. On the contrary, those who worked extremely well. There's a lot of pseudo-chain-like bifidoids in the intestine. Feel. They're like, super lean. Extremely efficient logistics courier. 3 under 5 divided by 2. Just disassemble the resistant starch shipment. Transformed into various metabolites that are excellent for the body. Friends, this may be a weight loss and oil abstinence. The most relieved section is thrown away. This could really be a problem with your gut bacteria. It's not that your willpower is failing. If you have ever gone on a crazy diet, crazy sports, the result is a meltdown. Really don't rush to encourage yourself. This depends to some extent on your belly is raising hips, muscle maniac or high show courier. And this is perfect for personalized nutrition. The charm of eating the same meal with different meat. It's all bacteria. If there is no right bacterial courier, resistant starch for you, it's just a bunch of passers-by. So here's the problem. If I want to try it myself, I even want to cultivate a group of efficient couriers. How do you do that? Simple 3 steps. Don't be greedy. Start with small doses. For example, 5-10 grams per day. You can add half a boiled potato to cool for lunch. Test the tolerance of the intestines. Give him an adjustment period. Second, a portion of hot white rice. Replace with oats that have been refrigerated overnight. Fried rice. Dink in the microwave for 30 seconds before eating. It won't be too icy. And still retain up to 60% of resistant starch. And thirdly, a very clever move. With fermented foods. For example, when eating resistant starch, with some unsweetened yogurt, this will give your intestinal couriers strong support. They grew their ranks rapidly. But before you turn around and dash into the prescription, please be sure. Absolutely. Listen. Okay, so these are life and death security alerts. Don't eat raw green bananas. That thing not only shoots people who doubt life. The starch content is still extremely unstable. And second, this is the most dangerous part. Absolute. Never eat raw beans or raw potatoes. These natural ingredients contain of toxins. If you don't cook it well, you can get serious food poisoning. No kidding. The correct approach is, be sure to cook them thoroughly first. And then let it cool. Only during this cooling process Ordinary starch will undergo structural reorganization into resistant starch for our wastes. Remember that safety always comes first. All right, so I want to leave you with the final thought. Questions worth pondering. Do you often laugh at yourself with your friends? Said that he is a physique that will gain weight when drinking water. After listening to today's content, perhaps the root cause of your weight struggles, not in that water at all. It's where you get a taste of the microcosm. Resistant starch. It's not some magic pill that makes you lose weight when you eat it. Pills are just a fermentable dietary fiber. But through smart feeding, an army in the gut, he can really get from the underlying logic changes your metabolism and inflammation. Invest scientifically in your gut microbiome. Definitely a surefire deal. I hope today's principle analysis can bring you new inspiration. Next time you eat, maybe you'd like to wait for that bowl of rice a little cooler. Chopsticks again. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode of Analysis.